Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the show, everyone. Appreciate you all joining us for a special edition of Upper 90 Plus. Got a young youth footballer here, Keegan Reade, joining us on the telecast. He's given us a little time before his training session, so don't want to be caught up in the intro. So I'll just get right to it. Keegan, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing quite well, man. Thank you for making time to join us this evening. I just wanted to have a little
Of
quick
course.
chat about football, about what you're doing now, and just giving some other inspiration to some other young footballers out there, as well as far as what you're doing and things like that. So, first question: how old were you when you started playing?
Oh boy. I started playing super young. Super young. Like
Okay,
like my dad always tells me he used to like pass me the ball to my foot when I used to like just when I started walking. I would
okay,
I would
okay.
walk and I would just kick the ball back to him. That's how early.
Very nice, very nice. All right, so yeah, that was super young. That was super young. Next question: what event piqued your interest in football, soccer?
Well, what really piqued my interest was my dad. He was just so good. At least that's what he says, and I completely believe him. But I started watching clips, YouTube, games.
Okay.
I even went to a few in real life, and I just love the game.
Very nice. Well, very nice. All right. So when you were younger, what position did you play?
I've played center mid my whole life.
Your
Center
whole life.
mid,
Okay.
number 8, box
Okay.
to box.
Okay. So that's the box. Your box to box. All right. Declan Rice. All right. Like it. As you see, I'm a gunner, man. So my boys came through today. So watching him play reminds me a lot of you, man. Box to box. Declan Rice.
Yes, sir.
So next question: when did you know you wanted to become a central midfielder?
Well, I guess it was always kind of natural. My dad always told me it was like the best position on the field, and I wanted to learn how to play center midfield, and I guess I've always just been good at it. My
Okay.
vision has been my best quality about me as a player for a while, and I think that is the most important aspect of being a center midfielder. And I'm really good at that's my one of my strengths.
That's one of your strengths. Excellent, excellent. Great answer, man. Great answer. And what did you do to get better each year as a footballer?
Train all the time. I grew as a player. I exponentially grew the most as a player during 2020 when the COVID pandemic hit. I know that's
Okay.
weird to sound. That sounds weird because nobody was training, but every day my dad, my friend Lewis, and my dad would take us to the field near my friend Lewis's house, and we would train every day during the pandemic, and we both grew so much from just training three
Very
hours
nice.
every night.
Right. Very nice. Well done. Well done. All right. So next question. How vocal are you as a central midfielder and how important is it to be vocal?
I think I am pretty vocal. Like I'm the voice you'll hear if you come to one of my matches. You won't hear
Yeah,
the keeper. You won't hear the center backs. You'll hear me.
I hear you
And
over
I
the
feel
I hear you over the referee. Yes, you're correct.
it's got to be like that. If you're a central midfielder, you have to be talking all the time. You're the playmaker. You have to communicate
Okay.
to all your teammates about everything.
Okay. Okay. And we're gonna just beeline right into that next one there. How often do you give directions to your teammates?
All the time. There's not a point in the game you'll hear me go like 2 minutes without giving a direction to my teammate.
Okay. Okay. So being vocal is important as just as being directional. All right. Nice
But
point.
in a
Nice
positive
point.
way.
Right, constructive criticism. Got you. So when did you start using both of your feet, and how did you learn?
So I guess using both feet, that was a struggle of mine until I reached like under 10. And then I told my dad, and we've just been working on my left foot. It took me a long time to like get better with my left foot. But now when I go to like tryouts and like trainings with other teams, that's something they can notice. They notice that
Okay.
I can play with both feet. I mean, obviously my right foot's a lot stronger. Like I can't shoot
Right.
as the same with my left, but I still can shoot with my left pretty decently. Like
Okay.
pass and
Got you. Nice, 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 nice. All right, we're going to do some positional dialogue now. When do you decide to come attack the oncoming player or drop back and maintain your position?
I decide to attack an oncoming player when it could be two scenarios. Like if he's coming at me, then and I'm already going at him, then of course I'm gonna take him on 1v1 if
Okay,
I have enough room and there's an option after. But if
okay,
he's just standing still, like holding his line, and I'm attacking him and I see he's flat-footed or his knees are facing one way, I'll fake the way his knees are facing, get him to sort of commit, and then go the way his knees aren't facing. So he'll have to turn, and I'm already going. But when it comes to dropping back and maintaining my position, I'm. You'll hear me always. You'll hear me say I'm more of like I'm a central midfielder, but I'm better at attacking than defending. But I can defend.
okay,
But dropping
okay.
back, I try to always drop back. I always try to cover my man. I try to cover my partner's man whenever he's struggling, help him out.
Okay. Very nice, very
That
nice.
stuff.
Great answer, man. Great answer. All right, so next question. What is your job in the wall on free kicks?
So if I'm in the wall, of course I'm listening to the keeper, hearing his directions, and most of the time, when I was my old club, we used to not everyone would jump, just in case like he'd hit like a weird bending free kick.
Okay,
So not everyone would jump, but most of the people would jump, and the other would be like standing on the standing, just in case he tries to go under, block
right.
going under.
Do you all do the lay down behind the wall like they're doing nowadays, or you just stay with the standing straight forward?
No, I stand standing straight forward. I don't think you need to have players laying down on the wall. If you have one person that doesn't jump in the wall, I think you're better off than having someone lay down because that's a waste of a player. Because
Right.
say the ball hits you in your back, like you're laying back face to the ball hits you on your back, you're you're not. If the other team gets the ball, you're not getting up to defend.
To
You're on the
defend, right.
ground.
Great answer, man. Great answer. All right, so next question. What is your thought process when there is a corner kick?
Okay, so I usually take corner kicks on the left side of the field, or
Okay.
when it's on the right side of the field, I am outside the box getting the rebound because I'm vertically challenged. But on the on on the when I take corner kicks, my goal is to always whip the ball in between the 6 yard box and the penalty spot, so my
Okay.
teammates can run onto the ball and have some power hitting it
Right.
home.
Okay.
But when I'm outside the box,
Mhm.
uh, waiting for the rebound. If the rebound comes to me, if I have a chance first time, that's my first option. But if I notice like it's in the air and I have time, could take a touch and then finish. It's it depends what's around me.
Got you. I heard you say that you were vertically challenged. You definitely get that from dad. You know,
Definitely.
playing,
Or I
playing,
could have just
playing.
been taller, Dad.
Yeah, playing with your dad in college. Yeah, he was definitely vertically challenged, I must say. All right, next question. Is there ever a time you are not moving, in your opinion?
Yeah,
Besides, of
probably
course,
during half times.
I was just going to say, besides, a free, if you're standing in the wall, of course, but halftime.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah, probably not that much. I'm always if the ball's on the other side, I'm not just standing still. I'm like either walking or jogging. I'm
Okay.
I'm not gonna be standing still.
Okay. Now, who is your favorite player other than your position, and why? So outside of a midfielder, who is your favorite player?
Uh, this is difficult because like outside of like the central midfielder, out of the whole
Yeah. No, outside of your
midfield.
position. Outside of your position, who is your favorite player?
Okay, so my favorite player is Felipe Coutinho. He plays for Aston Villa. I just
Nice.
when he was at Barcelona, I just loved watching him play. It was just something about him. I just loved watching him play. He was a great player until he moved to Bayern and everything. He,
Right. So Coutinho. Okay. Yeah, and I see your game, and I see your style of play is just like his as well. So I definitely commend you on that. Now, who did you watch as a youth to learn about your position? So coming up through the ages, who did you watch the most to really spearhead your game? Besides that, of course.
yeah, the player I watched the most has got to be Xavi Hernandez,
Okay.
best center midfielder of all time, my opinion.
Okay, Xavi, that's your boy. So I take it is your team Barcelona? Is that correct?
Yeah, in La Liga, yeah,
Okay, all right.
but Arsenal's on top.
You already know. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you doing currently and hoping to do in the future? So what are your plans going on now, and what's the future plans coming up for you?
Well, uh, right now we're the plan is I got scouted to go play football in Europe, and that's the plan right now is
Okay. Okay.
to have me move over there at a
Okay.
boarding school.
Congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you.
Fantastic. All
Thank you so
right.
much.
So how did that process go about, and when are you, what's the, are you leaving soon, or is this next year, or what's
If
the,
I if
if
I
you
if
can
it
tell us,
does end up
if not, if you don't know already,
if it
no
does end
problem.
up if it does end up working out, school over there would start on September 11th.
Okay, so very soon. All right. Well, congratulations on that. That's awesome, man. What other
We
how did that come about? I mean, were you at a training, or were you, how did that come about where you got
they just
scouted?
they reached they reached out to me.
Okay. Okay. Well, congratulations on that, man. That is fantastic, man.
Thank you so much.
And what advice do you have for players your age to affect the game?
Um, Three things.
Talk to
One,
me.
check your shoulders. Most important thing. I didn't do it
Okay.
for a lot. Like I didn't do it a lot until like these past 2 years, and then I like started checking my shoulders, and you could see a big difference in your game and the
Okay.
game around you. Number two is communicate. Communicating is probably the most important aspect in the game, especially as a midfielder or someone who can see the game. Because if you can communicate with your teammates will have a better understanding of how much time they have, where they can go, when they need to release the ball, if they don't have time to check their shoulders.
Okay.
And
Very,
number
very
three is just train every day, every second that you can.
excellent advice, man. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And coming from such a young footballer like yourself to know all of that already, man, you're way ahead, and I see why they scouted you and given you that opportunity. So all you youth
Thanks.
footballers out there, take heed. Keegan gave you some good advice there to upgrade your game. Now here's a question for you: what changes would you like to see for the current game? If anything, you can change something. What would you change?
Um, I would I would probably change how fast I can like release the ball on a shot. Sometimes I take a little bit too long on a shot. Like I'll take an extra touch, or my I'm so anxious to shoot the ball, I'll make a
Okay.
bad touch, lose the ball. I need to I want to be more composed when I'm shooting the ball.
Okay. All right. So that's something that you want to work on in your game. So as far as football in general around the world, what kind of changes would you make in the game of football? What would you like to see? I mean, you got to have all these changes with the VAR and things like that they've done. But what do you think should happen in football as far as a change in that way?
Um, well, Jay, I'm not fully. I don't. It's a tough one, but I feel like it's. I feel like the rules that they have established that they were using in the World Cup were pretty good. I feel like nothing needs to be changed, but in if transfer wise, I feel like Saudi Arabia needs to stop stealing all these good players.
Okay. Well, it's a two-way street. The player is saying yes.
I mean, they're like set for life for their 5 generations of family.
Well, and you know what? You just hit it right on the head. Isn't that's what the whole situation is about. If you look at it, to me, I've talked about this on previous episodes. You have some players, that are older, and they just want that nice payday so that they can ride off into the sunset. But now that it's been going around the way it is, the youth players, like you said, that are coming from a not so established background, that might not have all the money in the world to help their family. Why not take a chance and go over there and play for a couple of years? And like you said, you've got generational wealth, right? So
Yeah,
I think it's based off of each player's situation. Ronaldo, of course. I mean, the Neymar contract. I don't know if you heard about Neymar's contract or read about it for
it's
him going
insane.
across. I
It's
mean,
insane.
every time he mentions the word Saudi Arabia in a text, he gets $500,000.
It's
So
insane.
a player like that who's already well off, and he's of course again with the generational wealth. But I'm anxious to see what these players will do after they're done playing to, as we say on the show, affect the game.
Yeah,
How are they going to give back? I mean, Sadio Mane, I've seen a special on him on Netflix. He comes from a very small town. I shouldn't say town, village is where he comes from, of like maybe 1,000 people, and he's building a hospital in the village. So players like that are actually taking their money and doing something, to affect their community. So I'm anxious to see with all these players, what are they doing? Are they just riding off into the sunset, or are they giving back and leading to give back? You know what I mean? So good
yeah, I
analysis
know
though.
what
I
you mean.
like it. I like it. I like it. And I'll be anxious to see. I'm going to be watching you as well as your progression. We'd love to have you back on the show as you're
For
in
sure.
England, doing what you do and giving us some other feedback as to how life is over there, your transition and things like that. If your parents are willing to do that with us, we'd love to have you on as well as your parents on as well. You're actually the first one on the podcast now that is actually going to an academy that I've had on the show. So I was like, I gotta have my nephew on the show, man. This is awesome. So last question for you, or I'll let you go. Any shout outs? Nice and easy.
Big shout out is my dad. My dad's been my best ever in my life. Um, Shout out my mom and everything for me. And then
Awesome. Excellent. Well, again, man, just really appreciate your time. You know, give my regards to dad and mom and your brother, man, and you know, just really wish you well. And again, just looking forward to seeing what you're going to do in the future. And again, love to have you back on to discuss more as you progress and transition over there. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you, man. All right, folks. So there you have it. Thank you again for joining the telecast. We appreciate everyone being on with us and watching. You know, this young man has an opportunity to really do something very special for him and his family. And as you heard, you know, he has words of wisdom from a young mind. Words of wisdom. So any youth players out there, you know, watch this telecast again. Send it out to your friends. Make sure they're checking it out as well to get some feedback from someone who's actually doing, you know, something that you might want to do in your future as a footballer. So again, just really thank everyone for watching this evening, and take care. Have a great rest of your evening, and go out there and affect the game.